Hi, so in today's video, I'm going to give you a rundown on how we started from my own perspective, of course, because you might hear different stories, but this is from me and how Virtual Champions came about. So I was actually your all-around VA prior to, or virtual assistant prior to doing consulting. So that started way back in 2013. And I stumbled into ClickUp actually by accident. It was my previous boss. My previous job or my previous position was an operations manager for an e-commerce company based in Switzerland. And my boss then was part of a lot of Reddit groups and communities, and he heard that there's a big buzz about ClickUp, and he thought, oh, let's transfer there. So I had to learn it. I had to transfer all our Trello boards or all our Excel sheets and learn it overnight practically. So that's like 8 to 10 hours a day of using it for more than a year, I think. And then he said, oh, there's a Facebook group. Maybe you can join there. So that was the ClickUppers Facebook group. And he said, oh, maybe if you get stuck, you can post a question there. You can pick other people's brain. Now, when I joined there, I actually ended up answering questions instead, because most of the members have basic knowledge and they have basic questions. So I ended up answering and adding comments here and there. And then somebody posted something like, I can pay someone an hour of their time, just to answer questions about ClickUp. So an idea occurred to me there. So I've always had profiles in Upwork and online jobs at PH. I saw there's Fiverr actually, and I didn't have a profile there yet. So I wanted to give it a try and created a profile there, offered ClickUp consulting for an hour. I was getting paid $10 an hour before, but I put $20 there. So just just shooting for the stars. If somebody booked, then it's okay. If not, then it's still okay. But I ended up getting so booked, I had to cram my operations manager job full-time, 40 hours during the weekend, just to fulfill the 40 hours. Because I was enjoying it more. It's like solving a different puzzle every time. It's not routine, and I'm getting paid twice as more, of course. So when I was getting a lot of gigs already and getting booked here and there, so I was contemplating. It was the pandemic actually, and it was interesting because I thought it's outrageous, even just contemplating of the idea of quitting my full-time job when a lot of people are getting laid off here and there. But I took the leap of faith and quit my job, and I think that was the biggest and best decision I've ever made in my life. And it just snowballed from there. After getting a lot of 5-star reviews in Fiverr, I actually saw that there's a vetted ClickUp consultant program, and I applied. I took the leap of faith. I applied there, and my goal was to be the very first Filipino ClickUp consultant. So eventually I got in. That was February 8th of 2021, I think. When I got admitted, and I was very happy, of course, because I really I take pride in my roots, and I really want to be the very first Filipino consultant. Apparently I was not. So just for the record, I'm not. There's somebody else from the Philippines, but they're advertised in the US, so I didn't know that there's someone from Manila. And that will actually reflect back later, because so when I did ClickUp consulting, usually, so that has been the very core service that we offer, so ClickUp consulting. But often we require clients to give us, let's say, process document or an SOP, standard operating procedure, to understand how they do things, because even the same client in the same industry, they do things quite differently. So we want to understand and immerse ourselves with their processes. And then clients would usually say, oh, I don't have it written out. It's just in my head. I know it by heart, but it's not on a document or anything. So that has been a growing trend among business owners who are just so busy with the operations, they don't have the time to write down their process. So we thought, okay, let's also offer that, because this is a very important piece of the the business. So we're also doing SOP documentation or process documentation. And then after we implement ClickUp for our clients, because they know that I'm from the Philippines, they would say, "Oh, do you know a virtual assistant from the Philippines who can help me maintain my ClickUp or, doing some administrative tasks for me?" And we thought, okay, who can then best train the virtual assistant but us who designed the system? And it just made sense. That's why we also offered virtual assistant services. We can continuously support that virtual assistant in the back end, even if it's not even billed to the client, because we know ClickUp like the back of our hands, and we can train them, support them, and provide help if they need to tweak anything in the setup that we did for the client. Now, aside from that, the last would be once you're tinkering with ClickUp and you're doing one of the things I really love about ClickUp is automations, because you don't have to pay extra. Before, I was using Zapier to automate some of our tasks, and Zapier is quite easy because it's just drop down, you just choose what makes sense, you follow the prompts, and there you go. It gets complex if you need to add formula and filters and all that, but the support has been really great. But back then, Zapier didn't have the ability to map out custom fields in ClickUp. So I had to learn a different tool. It's called Integromat then. And it's not that user-friendly. Like, it has nodes and modules that only developers appreciate. But through experience and repetition, and I actually enrolled a few in a course that I haven't finished, but it was through repetition and experience that I got the hang of it. So we are now in the position where we can also offer ClickUp automations using Integromat or Make. So things like, for example, if you have a CRM, whether that's close-out IO or high level, if an opportunity is won, it can send a webhook to Make, and then we will process that. We'll start the onboarding process in ClickUp. A few things that we also do is, for example, if you have a new client, we can create the Google Drive folder automatically for that client, and then add the link to the list or the task for that client. And there's just plenty of things that you can do with Make. One client that we have, let's say a Shopify order, because they're doing a bit of design from the Shopify orders, it gets processed by Make and then creates a task out of that Shopify order. What else? We're also doing Make internally. I just love automating stuff. For example, if a deal is closed, we send a Slack announcement saying that we want another client, or if somebody receives their payroll, we notify them via Slack as well, and sends a payslip automatically. And even our invoice system is through Make. So whenever we fill out the form saying that we need an invoice for this client, it generates the invoice out of a Google document template, and then depending on the currency that we put in, it's going to create the relevant document with the right bank account, because we're dealing with a lot of clients and a lot of currencies. So that was really a game changer, because often you'll make errors and commit mistakes in creating the invoice, because there's just so many variations that we have because of the currencies. But now, the risk for errors, human errors, has been eliminated because of the automation. So those are the 4 core services that we offer. And ClickUp has been enough. Before we were talking about, okay, maybe we can also do this software or that software, but ClickUp has been enough for us. And we have been growing from being a one-woman company to a team of 25. And ClickUp has been the reason why we were able to scale that fast in 1.5 years. And I'm just so proud of our team. And one of our mission or our vision is to be a company for Filipinos by Filipinos. That's why at the onset of putting up the company is that we made sure that we're registered legally in the Philippines, because the Philippines doesn't have any laws yet with freelancers and virtual agencies and all. And you can get away with it because, again, there's no law about that. But And because I wanted to be a Filipino agency for Filipinos, there's just a lot of layers around that mission and vision. But I aim to register as early as possible. So I did that without thinking about, the amount of headache that it's going to give me. But the reason for that is I want to give back to the Filipino community. And the reason why we're successful as an agency is because we want to cater really top Filipino talent. Most of the agencies here in the Philippines, the reality is that they're foreign owned. And we're not even sure if they have their own legal entity here in the Philippines and they're paying the right dues and government dues. And we want to be that. We want to be the Filipino agency that's for Filipinos and by Filipinos. And another thing that I really hate about is that Filipinos still get paid $3 an hour, maybe 10,000 pesos a month. There are still a lot of offers on online jobs.ph, and all Filipinos are accepting those jobs. But I really want to cater to top paying clients who appreciate the talent and quality of work that we provide. And I've met a few souls in my journey who really believes in Filipinos, their work ethics, communication skills, the quality of the work that we provide. So I really want to really champion Filipino talent and compete globally with the rates that we deserve, and not just because our cost of living is low, so they can pay us that amount. So I really want to cater to top paying clients who wants to get top Filipino talent. So, and that's the network that we're starting to build. We're starting to build an elite group of Filipino virtual assistants, project managers, operations manager, and really provide top dollar for them. Before, when I was still working, my only goal is that I want to earn 6 digits. That's my goal for myself. But now, that's actually my goal for my team members. I want them to be a 6-digit earner, because that has been my ultimate goal when I was still working. So, and it's kind of liberating in a way, because in the Philippines, before you get 6 digits, you have to stay in a job for at least 10 years. You have to wait for somebody to pass away to get promoted. And you really have to dedicate your whole life, technically, to a job or a company. But with the virtual world and remote work, it's possible. It's possible really to get paid higher and get top paying clients or high paying clients, as long as you provide quality work and great work. So I really want to bridge that gap, because it's possible. And a few of my team members are already getting paid that much. So I'm really, really proud of that, because that's my goal actually for everybody. I want them to, and the interesting part is that it's usually those clients who are more appreciative, and they appreciate what we do, and they're very considerate, very kind. They understand where we're coming from, and they share the same mission, and they also make sure that they take care of their team members. So I've met a few clients, sorry, not all, but yeah, who will pay you like peanuts, right? But act as if they own you. So that's reality. And so I think we're on to a great mission here. Before, when I was still also working, and I was just, a plain housewife, and I thought, this isn't my cup of tea. I'm not domestic. I don't enjoy washing dishes or anything. But I felt like I was not using my brain enough, that I actually cried to my husband. I wanted to work. And that's when I started working from home. So I want to give that opportunity to moms as well, because a lot of Filipinos here are actually very talented. They're college graduate. It's just that they don't want to leave their kids behind and work overseas, because they want to take care of their kids. But you don't have to go and work overseas just to pay the same amount. You can work remotely, be with your family, raise your kids and stay at home with them and work from home. So I want to give that opportunity to moms like me who don't want to leave their kids behind, but still earn and support the family financially, and not just rely on your husband as the sole provider. So there's really power to that as well. So I really want to empower women, Filipino women, and Filipinos in general. So I think we're onto something great, and I'm just really grateful, and I'm really proud of the team that I have. They have supported me all the way, and they really share the same mission, and we want to help out more and more Filipinos and provide them with the opportunities that we have right now, because we can, definitely we can. So thank you. So that's just a short background of our company. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be doing more videos to give my insights on virtual champions and what we're doing and the type of clients that we have, because I'm really proud of our client space. And I really want to showcase Filipino talent, that we can compete globally, we can do it. And I think that the clients that we've had is a testament of the quality of the work that Filipinos can do. So thank you, and thank you for listening to my video.